are you ahead of these two amazing games that we have to celebrate? So much to be thankful for. We'll be sharing what we're grateful for throughout the show. But you guys, I just wanted to wish you and your families, your beautiful families, a very happy, healthy Thanksgiving. My name's Kay Adams, Kyle Brandt, Nate Burleson, and Peter Schreiber. Okay, what are we wearing? Boys, Nate, Peter, what are we wearing?
Well, I got to represent. You know, it's Thanksgiving. The Cowboys are playing, but my Lions are also playing. I don't want everybody to focus on America's team. I like to say that Detroit is America's heartbeat, so I wanted to represent with a Barry Sanders jersey on today.
I grew up a football fan. As you guys know, I talk about childhood memories all the time. Steve Largent was one of my favorite players. I'm rocking the Steve Largent authentic number 80 jersey, gifted to me
one of the best.
In the previous holiday by one Nate Burleson. So Thanksgiving to all of you. Nate, thank you for this jersey. I'm rocking it today. Kyle, what are you wearing?
And on a day when anyone can be a hero, I got Gus Frerotte and Greg Hill, 1999. They beat the Dick Duran Chicago Bears 21-17. They're eating turkey legs. Gus Frerotte, it could be anybody today. Go get it. They have miracles.
You guys look awesome. I'm wearing all white to zig while you zag, and let's do this thing. Let's show you guys what's ahead today. Of course, things got sticky between the Ravens and the Steelers. That game is rescheduled. Ian Rappaport will be with us to break everything down. Texans at Lions, that kicks off our Turkey Day coverage. 12:30 Eastern. To cap it off with a battle for first place, guys. Washington against the Cowboys. That game at 4:30 Eastern, all presented by Verizon. We'll get you set. The Ravens Steelers, of course, postponed to Sunday. That will have a 1:15 p.m. kick. All right, guys, let's do it like we mean it, like we're ready to eat turkey, mashed potatoes, and all the goodings. Goodings is a word now. It's time for the lead block.
Lead block.
Lead block.
Lead block. Wake up, kids.
Still waiting to see that dabbing turkey. Stacey Dales is with us. We love having you. Of course, happy Thanksgiving to you. Playing on Thanksgiving is an NFL tradition, of course. It also means a short week. What is the mindset in the locker room for both the Lions and the Texans sides?
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Allow me, Kay, good morning, to set the table for you, if you will, for these incoming Houston Texans. Listen, they've won 2 of 3 games since their bye, and they're feeling some momentum right now. And in talking to Romeo Crennel, the interim head coach this week, he thinks they've actually derived quite a bit of confidence from that Patriots win this past weekend. I asked him what has been the difference since the bye week, and he said it's really players understanding the system and how they fit. But, guys, he said we're not resting on any laurels because we don't have any. That was interesting and funny. As for the Detroit Lions, a little bit different of a trajectory to them, of course, getting shut out this past weekend. That has never happened in Matthew Stafford's career. He said this week, not scoring points is unacceptable. They need this quick week to erase the slate from last week. And I also asked Matt Patricia, his head coach, how do you think Stafford will respond? He said he's a competitor. They talked after the game, and we got to be better around him. So I think a little motivation for both teams, guys, coming into this one.
Thank you so much, Stacey. We'll talk to you in a bit. I think you're in part of our Throwdown Thursday coverage right here on Good Morning Football leading into this game, which kicks off in just a couple of hours. Let's get the guys in here now. Nate, what are you keeping your eye on in this early game?
I'm looking at the wide receivers. Let's start with Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones has been balling. If you haven't been paying attention to what Marvin Jones is doing, I mean, this dude has been balling out. The last 4 games, 4 touchdowns. I mean, there's no Danny Amendola, no Kenny Golladay, so you know Matt Stafford is going to be dropping back, looking at him early and often. On the flip side, it's Thanksgiving, guys. So who are your eyes on when you're at the crib and that food is in the air? You're looking for the cooks. Where's the Cooks at? I'm talking about Brandon Cooks. He has caught quite a rhythm with Deshaun Watson. And another guy that I constantly talk about, it seems like I just have to mention his name every few weeks, Will Fuller. I know he started off a little slow, but he already has a career high in yards, and he's a speedster. Like, he is that fast. You know that relative that comes over and grabs their plate, and you go down to say your prayers and thank the Lord and all, amen. As soon as you look up, you're like, bro, where's the food? You eating that fast? And that's how fast Will Fuller is. He can eat that fast. So with the quickness of Cooks and the straight line speed of Will Fuller, of course, Marvin Jones being a Detroit Lion, it's going to be the wideouts that are going to be doing their thing today.
Yeah, I'm going to thank the Lord right after I bless these yams. Nate, it was beautiful, and this is very simple if you're at home today. Watch number 4 on the Houston Texans. Watch Deshaun Watson. In a year after which his #1 receiver was ripped away from him, he's having a career year. I mean that. He has the best passer rating of his career. All of these guys, quarterbacks who may not be playing today, who are going to the playoffs, Ben Roethlisberger, Josh Allen, Ryan Tannehill, Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady, Jared Goff, Kyler Murray. Deshaun Watson's playing better than those guys. And Kyler's running around in the desert with Deshaun's ex having a great old time. Deshaun's outplaying him. It's awesome. He's putting on a one-man show. This is entertainment today. And I think Deshaun is joining the ranks of players who had fantastic, incredible, or even historic seasons with really rough years for their team. Let's look back on some of these. Christian McCaffrey last year, 1,000 and 1,000 on an instantly forgettable Panthers team. Didn't even win Offensive Player of the Year, but he was amazing. 2013, Josh Gordon. Didn't even play a full season, was the best player in the league on a 4-12 Rob Chudzinski team. Jared Allen, 2011, 22 sacks on a 3-13 Vikings team, almost broke the record.
Wow.
How about the late Cortez Kennedy, 1992? Seahawks were the worst team in football, 2-14. That man won Defensive Player of the Year on a 2-14 team. And then Deshaun Watson.
Wow.
Cool, calm, collected, killing it on a team that fires its head coach, take away a #1 receiver. If you're on the couch today and you don't have a stake in these games, these aren't your teams, you don't have fantasy players going, just watch number 4. Sit back, eat, drink, be merry, and watch Deshaun Watson. It is a one-man show.
Yeah, and if it's a season for Watson, I feel like that might be a career for my guy. Matt Stafford, right? I mean, this is a guy who, if you ask any quarterback in the league, they'll tell you Matt Stafford is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. If you ask any Detroit fan, they'll tell you, oh, when he's hot, he's it. And here we are. What year are we in his career? We're heading towards double digits and well into the teens of his year. And it's another lost season. I got to be honest. Stacey's in Detroit right now. I don't think there's much hope for the Lions. And yet Stafford can come out on any given day and be the best quarterback on any field in any stadium against any.
Oh, yeah.
It's just what he is. Last week, lost to P.J. Walker in his first career start, 20-0. Another week, he'll go out there and he'll go blow for blow with Mahomes. Here's the quote that I got this week. I was watching the Pat McAfee show, and it's A.J. Hawk and it's Pat, and they're interviewing Aaron Rodgers, and they're talking about no-look passes, how Mahomes can do them all the time. Rodgers says this on Stafford, out of nowhere, not unprompted. I will say this, a guy who probably doesn't get anywhere near the credit for doing bleep like that all the time. He wears number 9 and plays in Detroit. That dude, what he does to the ball is impressive. It's really, really impressive. That dude is throwing crazy no-lookers all the time, and he can throw them from any arm angle. I don't think he gets any of the credit. Maybe it's because he's in Detroit. Look, I don't know how many of these Thanksgivings we have with Stafford left. I don't know how many seasons we have with Stafford left. I don't know if we even care about Matt Stafford at this point. We've been down this road so many times before. I still get excited to see Matt Stafford throw a football, and I still think on any given day he could be the best player on a football field.
He's got a breakout tight end in T.J. Hawkinson. I think if the Lions want to win this game, they have to run the ball. The Texans' run defense has allowed 180 scrimmage yards per game to the running back spot. So DeAndre Swift missed last week, questionable this week. If he plays today, he's going to be somebody you need to keep your eye on. Should you start him in fantasy? I'll tell you that a little bit later. Now, following us, no re-air of Good Morning Football. We do have game day. Yes, Rich Eisen and all those wild turkeys will be here taking the baton from us for your Thanksgiving coverage leading up to those 2 awesome games for your Thanksgiving viewing. Let's bring in Ian Rappaport at Rap Sheet right now to talk about what happened with the Cowboys. They suffered a tragic loss. Can you tell us about what happened with Marcus Paul?
Yeah, a trying and tragic situation is right. Marcus Paul, the Cowboys special teams coordinator, someone universally loved, not just in the Cowboys building, but really throughout the NFL, the various teams that he had been on, passed away late last night at age 54. Remember, this was because of a medical emergency in the Cowboys facility a couple days ago, something tragically witnessed by several players and something that really shook the Cowboys building to the core. They called off practice on the day it happened. For instance, obviously a very difficult situation for everyone involved, including the family of Marcus Paul, who had to deal with very publicly this situation over the last several days. Someone who was at Syracuse, has been with the Saints, the Patriots, Jets, Giants, all over the NFL, and the outpouring of support for Marcus Paul was really just incredible. He was surrounded by his family members who were called in to say goodbye right before he died. Obviously, something that has generated a lot of reaction around the NFL just because of